Hey everyone, welcome back. Remember when custom AI was just this futuristic concept?
Yeah.
Something you'd only see in movies?
Oh, totally. Like way out there, right?
Yeah, it seems so far off.
Yeah.
But now, it's totally changing the game. We've been checking out this project by Kevin Brake, and let me tell you, it's pretty awesome.
Custom AI models, easy to use interfaces.
Mhm.
He's really pushing the boundaries.
That's what we love to see. We've got a whole bunch of stuff here, logs, mock-ups, descriptions, you name it all, about Kevin's work. You really went all out this time.
Well, he's doing some really interesting stuff, so I figured, why not? It's a lot to unpack, though, I'll admit.
That's what we do here. Deep dive time.
Yeah.
So who is this Kevin Brake guy? What's his deal?
Well, he's all about building tech that anyone can use. No gatekeeping here. And his latest project, Ollama Kis, is a perfect example.
Ollama Kis. Okay, I gotta ask, what's with the name?
It stands for Ollama Keep It Simple.
You know, I kind of like it. Straight to the point. So what is this Amma thing?
Think of it like the engine behind those AI chatbots everyone's going crazy for these days, but for businesses. It lets them run these big, powerful language models.
Okay, so it's heavy-duty stuff, but probably complicated to use, right?
It can be, yeah. But that's where Ollama Kis comes in. He's building this really slick, user-friendly dashboard on top of it. Makes it way easier for anyone to use.
Okay, now I'm picturing this like dot, click, drag, boom. You got your own custom AI model. What's it actually look like? Didn't you say we had some screenshots?
We do, and honestly, it's beautiful. Just really clean and simple, space to type in your questions, clear area for the AI's answers, super intuitive.
So no need to be a coding whiz to figure it out. I like it.
Exactly. And there's a short demo video, too. You can really see how smoothly it all works, even if you've never touched AI before.
This is what I'm talking about. Bringing this powerful tech to the masses. No coding degree required. It's like, I don't know, the difference between trying to build your own smartphone and just, like, using one.
Perfect analogy. And it gets even cooler. He's not just creating a way to use these AI models, he's experimenting with building custom ones, too. We got some cool stuff here from OpenWebUI. It's this platform where people are sharing these custom models, each with their own little personality.
All right, now you've got my attention. What kind of custom models are we talking about here? Get me with your best shot.
Well, get this. There's one called AI Cat. It's specifically designed to answer cat-related questions.
Hold up. So if I want to know the best way to brush my cat's fur, or why my cat's obsessed with a faucet, I just ask this AI cat and it'll have the answer.
You got it. They've even got an AI doctor for general medical questions. Disclaimer. Always consult a real doctor for serious stuff, obviously, but it's amazing for quick info.
Okay, that's actually pretty impressive. It's like having access to a whole team of, specialized experts, all powered by AI. What else you got?
There's one called Driver's Education. It's basically like a virtual driving instructor.
Whoa, that's wild. Talk about niche expertise. It seems like you could create a custom AI for just about anything.
Yeah.
But how do they work? Is it just like downloading all of Wikipedia or something?
It's not magic, that's for sure. They use tons and tons of what's called training data. Imagine feeding an AI every book and article about cats. That's basically how it gets so smart in one specific area.
So the more specialized the info, the more specialized the AI becomes. Kind of like how a chef becomes a master of a specific cuisine, right? By just constantly practicing those recipes.
Exactly. And this training data is key because it means most of these models are only really knowledgeable up to a certain point in time. A lot of them are trained on data only up to 2022.
So they're not up on the latest TikTok trends or celebrity gossip.
Right. Or, more importantly, any rapidly changing field, really. Their knowledge base has a cutoff date.
Good to know. So it's like talking to a super well-read, but maybe slightly outdated expert.
Got it. Okay, so we've got these custom AIs, tons of potential, but what's the point if they're impossible to use? And sounds like that's what Kevin's tackling with Ollama Kis, right?
Absolutely. And that's where things get really interesting. Making AI more user-friendly opens up so many doors.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What kind of impact could this have? I mean, we're talking about custom AI here. Is this something that could actually change the world?
I think so, yeah. Education, healthcare, you name it. The potential is huge.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but help me wrap my head around it. What does that look like in practice?
Well, think about education for a second. We've all had those textbooks, right? The ones that are supposed to be for everyone that end up leaving some kids behind.
Totally. One size fits all doesn't really work in education. Exactly. But imagine if every student had a tutor who could adapt to their learning style, their pace. That's kind of what custom AI could offer.
Personalized learning, all powered by AI. I like it.
And think about real-time language translation, breaking down language barriers in the classroom.
Everyone learning together, no matter what language they speak at home. That's amazing.
It's not just about making things easier, though. What if AI could make learning more engaging, more effective? Imagine interactive simulations tailored to each subject.
Instead of just reading about ancient Rome, you could actually, like, experience it in VR.
Right. And it could even adapt based on what you're struggling with, what you need more help understanding.
Okay, now that's just cool. I wish I had that back in school. So education, huge potential. What about healthcare? How could custom AI change things there?
Well, think about how much data is generated in healthcare medical records, test results, genetic information. It's overwhelming, even for experts. But AI, it thrives on data.
So it's like having an AI detective by your side, right? Sift through all that data, connect the dots, help doctors make faster, more accurate diagnoses.
Exactly. And it's not just about diagnosis. Imagine AI helping to create truly personalized treatment plans, taking into account a patient's unique genes, their lifestyle.
That's incredible. But all this talk of AI revolutionizing healthcare, doesn't it make you wonder, though, what about the human element? Are we going to lose that personal touch?
It's a valid concern for sure, but I don't think AI is here to replace human experts. It's about giving them better tools, more information.
So not replacing doctors and teachers, but making them even better at what they do.
Exactly. Let AI handle the heavy lifting, the data analysis. Then doctors and teachers have more time to focus on their patients, their students. That human connection is irreplaceable.
Makes sense. It's not AI versus humans. It's about AI and humans working together.
Precisely. And circling back, this is something that Kevin Brake seems to really get. That focus on making AI user-friendly, that's huge for accessibility.
Right. Making sure this technology isn't just for big companies with tons of resources or tech geniuses who can code in their sleep.
Exactly. It's about empowering everyone to use AI.
I love it. But, okay, we've talked a lot about the good stuff. What about the potential downsides? This technology is incredibly powerful, and we all know what they say about great power.
It comes with great responsibility.
You know it. So what are some of the challenges we might face as custom AI becomes more common? What do we need to be cautious of?
There are definitely some big questions there. I mean, think about it. We're talking about systems that can analyze massive amounts of data, make decisions, even learn and adapt on their own.
It's a lot of power, and we need to make sure it's used responsibly. What are some of the specific concerns?
Well, one of the big ones is bias. Like, if these AI models are trained on biased data, they could end up perpetuating those biases in their decisions and recommendations.
That's a really good point. It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. So we need to make sure the data used to train these AI models is as unbiased and representative as possible. And that's not always easy.
No, it's a huge challenge. And then there's the question of transparency. I mean, how do we even know how these AIs are making their decisions? It's not like they can just explain their thought process to us.
Right. It can be kind of a black box. And that lack of transparency can be a real problem, especially if something goes wrong.
Like if an AI makes a decision that negatively impacts someone, we need to be able to understand why, right? To figure out if it was a technical glitch, a data problem, or something else entirely.
Absolutely. Accountability is crucial. And that's something we're still grappling with in the world of AI.
It's a work in progress, for sure.
Yeah.
But these are important conversations to be having. And it's encouraging to see that people are thinking about these ethical implications.
It's not just about building cool technology anymore. It's about building it responsibly.
Well said. So, to wrap things up, any final thoughts for our listeners? What's the key takeaway here?
I think the biggest takeaway is that custom AI has incredible potential to change the world for the better. But we need to be mindful of the risks and challenges. We need to have open and honest conversations about these issues and work together to ensure that AI is developed and used ethically.
I couldn't agree more. It's a collaborative effort, developers, policymakers, researchers, even the general public. We all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
And that future is coming at us fast.
It is. So, to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful, thought-provoking, and maybe even a little bit mind-blowing. Until next time, keep those questions coming and keep diving deep.